Worthy Wednesday is back and we're starting a new series on defeating loneliness. Today we're going to talk about how to make friends. Hey everybody, it's Amanda, and today I am very excited to bring back Worthy Wednesday. I actually have a Worthy Wednesday playlist. If you've never seen the videos, I'll link at the top. When I first started YouTube, I actually did Worthy Wednesday every week, and the idea was I called it Worthy Wednesday because as mamas, we were constantly taking care of everyone else and making them the priority and kind of dragging ourselves down by our neglect of ourselves. So the idea here is that once a week, we're just going to remind ourselves that we are worthy of our own best effort. And so we are going to focus on taking care of ourselves. So I started a new group on MeWe called Keepers at Home. And in order to join the group, I asked everybody, what's your biggest struggle as being a keeper at home? And so many people mentioned loneliness, and I've actually heard it a lot lately. I don't think it's any surprise. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about that in a series because there's just so many things, I couldn't get it in one video. So the first thing we're going to address today is how to make friends, because I think a lot of people just are kind of like not knowing even where to begin. So I'm going to share with you a few things that are helpful to me, and I hope they're helpful to you. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to suggest to you is probably something that you're already doing, and that is meeting friends online. I mean, if you're here on YouTube, then you probably have some social media out there, and you're probably connecting with folks online. It's a great place to go because unlike the real world, online you can usually meet people who have your same areas of interest. So like you join a Facebook group. I've had the Frugal Family Food community, and I've met so many great people through there because they're all folks who are on a budget and really trying hard to figure out how to make meals for their family, and they're trying to be healthy. Like, we have a lot of things in common. So I met a lot of great people there. But I've also been a member of homesteading groups. Of course, I follow a lot of great homesteaders on YouTube, and they have groups, and I'm friends with a lot of people in those groups. And it's just, there's so many different things that you could do where you're directly meeting people who have the exact same interests that you do. Online is a really great to meet folks. In fact, my best friend, the beautiful Tangi from Freedom Homestead, I met her online, met her on Facebook actually. So the idea is that you can definitely meet good friends online. So I think that's the easiest way, probably the least stressful way that you can meet folks. But I don't want you to concentrate on being online and meeting people. I think that's kind of the easy way out. And if I may, I'm gonna interject here. Is where I'm gonna come at you a little bit like your mama, like your big sister, like your best friend who's gonna tell you the truth, okay? And I'm also going to preface this by saying I am not any kind of medical professional, nor am I any kind of, I don't know, psychologist. I don't have any kind of letters behind my name. But at the same time, just as a mom and a person, a friend, a human, I understand that people need people. And not just typing, online, not just having Zoom meetings or even phone calls. People need to physically be around other people. So I don't want you to just entirely focus on what you can do from the comfort of your home or online, pandemic or no. I understand that there are times, if your state might be in a shutdown, there are different places going in and out of that, where you need to be home and focus on that. But as soon as humanly possible, taking the wisest precautions that you can take, you should definitely be making it a priority to be around other people. People need people. The Bible says it's not good for man to live alone, and that is so true. We have found that out more than anything this year. We need to have connection. I mean, I think about stories that I've heard of people who were homesteading on the prairie when the West was open and all of that. Women didn't see other women for over a year, and then when they saw the first woman that they saw, they were just so excited to see another woman, someone who had their experiences, that they literally ran up and hugged strangers. And I feel like we're kind of getting to that point. We're so desperate for human connection that we're just willing to just completely run up and hug strangers. It doesn't have to get to that point. Prioritize meeting people physically in person as soon as humanly possible and in the wisest way that you can. But I don't want you to constantly put it off as though it's not important. It is important. It's important to us emotionally, spiritually. It's important to our health, you know, just the difference that it makes to us to not be around other people is tremendous. So I want to tell you right off the bat, yeah, online is available, but don't make that your focus. You know, purpose to go out and actually meet people. So with that being said, I'm sure you're wondering, well, where do I go? How do I meet people? And so here's what you want to do. You want to try to find people who you connect with. Just like I was saying, online, you can find groups of people that have your same interests. Do that in person. So one of the easiest ways to do that, I think, is to volunteer. So my son worked for a nonprofit organization for a number of years, and actually he just got another job recently, but he was there at the beginning of this whole 2020 COVID thing. And their nonprofit organization relied heavily on their elderly volunteers. So when the states closed down and it opened back up, a lot of their elderly volunteers were reasonably nervous about coming back. So their volunteer staff dropped significantly, which made a big impact on that nonprofit organization. And I'm sure theirs is not the only one. There's a lot of nonprofits out there who are struggling to make ends meet, particularly during this time, that would be very grateful to have someone come and help them out. So to choose a nonprofit organization or anything that you are interested in to go help out and be a volunteer would not only help that nonprofit organization, but it would also help you connect to people who have the same heart as you for these different programs. So definitely look into volunteering. I don't think it's complicated to try to look to the things in your area and just see, hey, do you guys need any volunteers? How can I get involved with that? It's a simple phone call. It's a simple maybe visit to their office, but go see where you can volunteer and make a difference, and you will probably find some folks that you can connect with and be friends with as well. Another thing that you could do to make friends is probably the place where most people make friends. And that is get a job. Y'all get a job. And I'm not talking about like your regular job. Like obviously, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but for me, it would just be like a part-time job just to go hang out and meet folks. But even like a full-time work, like if I were a single gal and I had a full-time job to pay my bills, you know, I know you think to yourself, I don't want to go work another job. I'm already tired. I'm already working full-time. No, I'm not talking about a job like a stressful job. I'm talking about find something that's like part-time, that's like in your area of interest. Again, this is all focusing on your area of interest because that's where you're going to meet folks that you can connect with probably, and go see if you can't get a few hours in there. So for instance, a lot of people are into gaming. You might go work for a local gaming store, and hey, here's the bonus, you get a paycheck to go hang out at a place that's filled with all the things that you like and filled with all the people that are interested in the same things you like. Are you going to hit it off with everybody? No. Are you going to be working? Yes. But that'll also kind of fill your hours so you won't feel like you're wasting time. So not everybody that you meet is going to be your best friend, but you will meet a few people that probably will become really close friends. Again, most people meet their closest friends and even their spouses on the job. So don't think that that's not an option. Get out there, work, get a few hours, meet folks. It might be the best decision you ever made. So if you're not ready to go out and get a job yet, maybe just take up a hobby or focus on one of your hobbies. You know, some folks are really interested in physical fitness. And I know here in our area, there are a lot of groups that go bicycling on the weekend. We have I say bicycling, they probably call it cycling. You can tell that that is not my area of expertise, but they do meet up, these groups of folks that go cycling or whatever you call it. And they go on our bike trails and they do all kinds of stuff, but they do it together and they have a regular meetup time and they get involved with it. I know our local arts council has weekly or monthly meetings where people come in and do different kinds of artwork. Lots of ladies go meet at knitting groups, at knitting stores, and there's just all kinds of places like that. Whatever your favorite hobby is, again, you can meet folks who have the same interests as you, who live in your same area. And a lot of times when you're doing an activity, it's a lot easier to talk to people without it being so much pressure on you to try to make that conversation go. So I think another great thing that you could focus on is getting more involved in one of your hobbies. Look around, you've got to have one. Pick one, focus on it, get involved with it, and if for whatever reason that one doesn't work, try another one. And if nothing else, you are expanding yourself culturally. Do something different. And if none of those work, you guys start a group. Now I know this sounds kind of silly because we do groups online sometimes, but honestly, most of the best friends that I've made have come from different groups that I've been involved with, and even groups that I've started. So for years, my family has been involved in a local homeschool group, and we've met once a week, and we've done field trips together and all kinds of different parties together, activities, and it's just been a ton of fun. And I gotta be honest with you, since my children aren't being homeschooled anymore and I'm not meeting up with those ladies all the time, I'm a little bit sad. I miss doing it, I really do. And I've been thinking about starting a whole new group because, like, you know, I'd love to just meet up with folks once a week, once a month, you know, just semi-regularly to do something and just hang out with people who, you know, have similar backgrounds to me. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there could be a group that exists, or you could just start your own. When I lived in Maryland, I had some really great friends that grew from a Bible study that we started in our home. And, you know, it started with, you know, probably 3 ladies, and it grew to like, I think like 12 ladies, and it was extended families and everything. We would go have dinner at each other's houses once a week and just like do different birthday parties and family gatherings. And it was like another family, and it was super, super fun. A lot of folks get involved in their local churches in the same way, but if you don't have anything like that, start a group, start something that you can meet up. And you can base it on, like I said, we did it on a Bible study, but I was just telling you about hobbies. Like you could have a group where you guys meet together and crochet once a month. In Maryland, again, I was part of a group, and we once a month got together and put together quilts for, they were donated. So, you know, there's a lot of things that you could get together and do with people in your community. Start a group, and you can just, you know, actually have the group physically meet. But a great way to do it is, you know, create some kind of graphic or flyer and send it around online through circulating it your friends through Facebook. You probably get a handful of people to show up. And even if it's just a handful of people, it is so much better than just sitting in your house and wishing you had somebody to hang out with or something to do. So these are just some ideas of how you can make friends, and I hope it's helpful to you. Again, I understand the world that we're living in. You might need to kind of tweak them to work for your particular situation, but at the same time, I still want to encourage you as much as possible. Get out there and be bold and try to connect with people and meet up with folks. So you actually need to physically get involved with them and be close to them. Everyone needs a hug every once in a while. You know, I live in the South, it's a fact. So that's it. Those are my suggestions for this week. I hope it's helpful to you. If you have any other suggestions, please put them down in the comments, because I know folks really genuinely are lonely and really genuinely have no idea where to go and make friends. And I really have a desire to be helpful to folks who are struggling with that. So anyway, that's it. Next week, come back and we will continue with our series. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.